Romsey, a market town rich in history, 7 miles from Southampton with a population of over 18,000. It's home to the Broadlands estate, where Lord Louis Mountbatten resided and was the location of Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip's honeymoon. In the heart of the town lies Romsey Abbey, the largest church in Hampshire. The Memorial Park annually hosts the Mayor's Picnic and also is the home of a World War II Japanese artillery gun, captured by Lord Mountbatten himself. The park hosts the memorial for the thousands of horses shipped over to France during the First World War. 19th century Prime Minister Lord Palmerston also called Romsey his home. But in amongst this historic town lies a football club plying its trade in the 10th tier of the English football pyramid, but one whose ambitions take them much higher.
I said right at the start of the season, my own little targets were this: I'd like to be in and around it at come January time, and we're slap bang in it. I'm very fortunate with the standard of quality that we've got here. There's 5-6 lads who've come down from Wessex Prem sides, and I believe they've bought into myself and how I like to play and how I deliver training with my coaches and Becco and Dave as well, that they've really bought into that. And I think the big thing is they're enjoying their football. At clubs they've been at before, maybe they haven't enjoyed it or the demands have been too big, whereas I believe if they're enjoying their football, you've got a happy workplace and they'll perform out on the pitch. So they've known each other from the other clubs they've been at, but to have them all in one place, we're building a nice tight bond, similar to a family. We do call ourselves, the Romsey family, because, whatever happens, we'll go through it all together.
It's a friendly place, it's a community club, it's a family club, but to really push on, we need to get investment in sponsors, be it big or small, and we can start to increase our playing budget, which means we can get better players, which means we can go out through the system. So it all goes hand in hand. You've got to start somewhere, and where we started is get things right off the pitch, which we've managed to do.
We've got quite a young side down at the moment. I'm like second or third oldest, so if you can keep everyone together over the next couple of years, then fingers crossed, we might be able to get promoted. It's difficult to get out of the league as it is, especially this year. You've probably got 4 or 5 decent sides. If we can make the top 2 and get out of it, I don't think we'd sort of struggle or in the league above. I think we'd probably hold our own. And then again, maybe in 5 years' time, if we've still got the same group of boys, we might be able to push on again outside of the league above.
We anticipate that Romsey in the next 5 to 10 years will certainly be out of this league and hopefully in Wessex Prem, and we'd like to go for Southern League football. We believe a town of this size can sustain it, but that's a longer term vision. Romsey has got the historical background that says it can attract players. It's been successful in the past. What we need to do is strip it all back, rebuild it and start again with the confines of modern football, of course. That's the difficulty when it all comes down to money.
We're not a million miles away from playing conference football, It's 5-6 divisions, I think, but I just want people to come in, and I generally believe, and it's happened, once people see the standard and the level, I believe people will buy into it even more, and that's not taken away from, Saints. Saints can only play at home every other week, so what they do with their, the other weekend, I'd love them to be down here watching us, because there's definitely the scope to, to get more fans through the gates, most definitely. People say, oh, well, you're doing well, maybe you'll go elsewhere. I won't, because I really like the project down here, and you can probably tell how passionate I am about it, that, if I didn't believe in it, I wouldn't be here.
Andy's team are already drawing in good crowds, but part of his long-term aims for the club are to see more numbers through the turnstiles.
I think if you look at the amount of people we get through the gate each week compared to other teams in our league, I think we're pretty lucky to get, I think we had about 140 there on Saturday. I think we're pretty lucky, really.
Our last 2 home games have been in excess of 150 people. When we first took the club over 4 seasons ago, our average attendance was 21. Our 3rd home game that season, we had 9. So to go from 9 up to 150 or so is a big improvement. Would we like more through the gate? Absolutely. Without a shadow of a doubt, we're trying to reach out into the local community. We want people to engage in their football club. Out of all the sporting clubs in Romsey, we play at the highest level. We need that support because obviously we want to push the club forward over the coming years to go into other leagues, to go up through the pyramid, and we really need that local support.
Being a lower league team means all hands on deck on match day, even if you're the vice chairman.
I normally get down here about 8:30 in the morning. Game kicks off at 3, so it can be anything from cleaning the changing rooms right the way through to making sure the food's prepped. We cook for all the players, both teams. We cook for committee and officials. We make sure that the stock is all level. We make sure that everything's clean and tidy in the changing rooms and the toilets. Everything to do with building up and ready for pre-match preparation.
Romsey Town have built up their academy to over 40 youth teams, which offers chances to younger players to progress into the first team.
So we can't go out and buy players or pay players a lot of money, so we want people that are affiliated to the club, to the badge. That comes from youth that have been playing from 6, 7, 8 years of age, that have been part of the youth setup. All they know is Romsey, we look after them, we develop them, and hopefully by the time they turn 16, 17, 18, they can start to make their way through the development side and into the first team. And we've had 14, 15 players over the last couple of years that have made that progression all the way through. So we're really pleased with that, really pleased with that.
Got a couple of decent lads. We've got our goalie Charlie, who's only, I think, 16, 17. OJ, who's just sort of come into it this year as well, is only 18, he's a good player. And yeah, got a lot of young lads. Like I said, I think I'm the second or third oldest in the team, and I'm only 26, so fingers crossed everyone stays around and we'll have a good side in years to come as well.
Jordan, my first choice goalkeeper, broke his leg against Forley at the start of the season, and I had no hesitation to put Charlie in because we're not going to know how good he is if we don't give him a chance. And it's the same with any of the youth players coming through or any other younger lads. If they're good enough, I'll give them the opportunities. And
it's clear the backroom staff and everyone involved at the club have high ambitions to take the project further. With a substantial academy in a well-established town, the future looks bright for Romsey Town Football Club.